So our Exploring the Philippines series continues. I'm here in the city of Iloilo for the very first time. I'll be here for 9 straight days. I'm actually here primarily to run a 21-kilometer race around the city, but after that, it's free, pure vacation. I don't know what to expect, but I want to learn a lot about this province and the history behind it and the wonderful things to eat. I'll take you through it. Let's go. So for my accommodation in this 9-day stay, I'm currently here at the Megaworld compound in Iloilo City. Kind of looks like a BGC if you're from Manila. Look at these nice roads, lots of buildings, lots of restaurants in this area. So I'm really glad I chose this spot. Right, this is the afternoon of day 1. We are gonna walk and see the sunset here at the Iloilo Esplanade. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but this is the seaside walkway. We're just gonna enjoy walking this afternoon. I actually ran a 21-kilometer race the next morning, but I'm gonna skip that because that's already in another video. Alright, so I'm here at Iloilo City. Behind me is the La Paz Public Market. And if you've ever wondered why it's called La Paz Batchoy, when you eat a La Paz Batchoy, it's because it originated here in La Paz City, Iloilo. Alright, so we ordered 2 Batchoys. One is the original and one is the bihon. This is going to be my very first taste. If I don't like it, I'll let you know. So this is not just your regular instant Lucky Me La Paz Batchoy. This is where it was made. I have very high expectations and I have a feeling that it will be met. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa. My God, it's good. Dang, that's good.
My phone.
Oh, good. That's good.
My phone.
That's good. That's good. Wow. It 100% met my expectations. I felt like I can go to war for the Philippines after that. I'm so rejuvenated. This is legit. Alright, I am in the center of Iloilo City. I'm currently in Molo Plaza right now. Behind me is one of the most iconic churches here. This is the Molo Church. Woo! Here we are at the wonderful University of the Philippines, entering the UP Visayas Museum. Manila. Wow. Cool. We have some old newspapers. All right, we're gonna take a jeep for the first time here in Iloilo. The Filipino-Chinese Friendship Arc. So I arrived here at Roberto Siopao. This is one of the most iconic restaurants and most recommended places to eat. So I decided to check if it was actually worth the hype. Great. Super long line just to try the Siopao, but we're gonna do it. Alright, so after lining up for a long time, we now have the Queen Siopao and the King Siopao. Let's see if the hype lives up to it. Oh, look at the softness, bruh. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. This is not an 7-Eleven Siopao, bro. Shut up. Oh, it's juicy. This is the best Siopao I've ever eaten in my life. I'm never having 7-Eleven Siopao again. So this place has a lot of historical significance because this is actually the plaza where the Philippine flag was first raised in Visayas back in December of 1898. That is actually the same year that the Philippines got its independence from Spain. So in front of me, here we have the Iloilo City Hall. So I just want to spend about 10 minutes just sitting down, trying to imagine what life was like 150 years ago during the Spanish era. So for this afternoon, we're going to visit 4 museums in Iloilo City. Behind me is the Philippine Economic History Museum. Let's learn about how commerce was happening in this area of the Philippines many years ago. Let's go. I've been to a lot of museums in the Philippines, and I just want to say that this is one of the most well-maintained and educational museums I've been to so far. The artifacts and articles throughout the museum really described what life was like when the Spaniards came to the Philippines and colonized the country. It displayed how the Spaniards developed the country through building a railway system, a monetary system, having industries like sugarcane and brandy, while also documenting the abusive labor practices done to the Filipinos. This is the third museum of the day, Museo Iloilo. Let's go. Now, while this is a smaller museum compared to the other ones, this one specifically focuses on the importance of Iloilo during the Spanish era. It talks about why it was the Queen of the South and why it was an economically important area during that time. And that's my advice to you whenever you visit a museum. Slow down and take time to read the information that is on the wall. Each historical note pieces together how each part of the Philippines plays a role in the national history of where we come from and how we got to the present day. Behind me is Casa Mariquit, one of the oldest heritage houses here in Iloilo, built in 1803. The house became home to Maria Salvicon Mariquit Hofileña and her husband, Fernando Lopez. So Fernando Lopez wasn't just a wealthy businessman, he actually became the vice president of the Philippines twice under Quirino and under Ferdinand Marcos. Although Mr. Lopez was one of Marcos's closest political allies, everything changed during martial law. The Marcos government seized his family business and shut down their media network and even jailed his brother. Being able to see with my own eyes documentation about what happened in martial law reminds me that freedom is not permanent and that we have to fight to sustain it in every generation. In front of me is Jaro Plaza, one of the historic centers of Iloilo City. During the Spanish colonial era, this wasn't just a park, it was the center of religion, politics, and social life. Facing the plaza is the Jaro Cathedral, famous for its separate bell tower and its image of Señora de la Candelaria, the patron saint of Western Visayas. And in the plaza, you'll find statues of Ilonggo heroes who fought for reforms during the Spanish rule. So it's always good to take time to reflect on the sacrifices of the heroes throughout Philippine history who made our freedoms possible. Alright everyone, I just landed here in Bacolod. It's a wonderful hot day. It's around 8:30. I'm going to eat my very first meal and I'm going to eat it at one of the oldest restaurants here in Bacolod, which is Bob's since 1965. Here we have the food. We got the chicken Inasal, we got the soranghons, and we got the beef caldereta. Let's go. Here. Okay, now we're gonna try the beef caldereta. It's looking juicy and soft. Let's see. One of my favorite pansits is pancit bihon. And what I like about the pancit bihon here is that it doesn't do too much. It lets the pancit bihon carry the whole meal. There's like not too much vegetables, pero sarap. It tastes really good. Better than Manam's. Behind these walls is the Negros Museum, a place that tells the story of Negros and the people who shaped it. During the Spanish colonial period and into the early 1900s, the island became one of the biggest sugar-producing regions in the Philippines. Wealthy sugar families known as hacenderos built massive estates and helped shape the economy and politics of the region. But the museum also shows the other side of that history. Behind the wealth were thousands of laborers working long hours in the fields. So here I am in Visayas, in the heart of the city of Bacolod, in a beautifully maintained public park. I'm enjoying my stay so far because I already had my Inasal from Bacolod. Tasted fantastic. I also visited the museum here. You know, it's very nice because all of those history books and documentaries that I've been watching, they really come to life when you actually see the places where these events actually happened. Super solid. So behind me is Aida's, one of the most famous inasals here in Bacolod. This is going to be my second chicken inasal. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Alright, so our order has arrived. We got 2 paas and 1 pecho. Woo! Well, I'm excited. Let's take a bite from the paa first kasi the paa is the tasty one. Let's take... Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Flavorful. It's 5 times better than Mang Inasal. That's what I have to say. Sarap. It has a charcoalness to it. Tapos it's juicy. Very juicy. Look at that. Come on, bruv. Oh, yeah. Well, it's good too. The damage is done.
It's been done.
All meat eaten straight off the bone. You know, I'm just gonna say it. This is not just one of the best inasals I've ever eaten. This is actually one of the best meals I have eaten in my entire life. It was a spiritual experience. I'm actually excited kasi they say they have a branch in Makati in Manila. So I'ma try that. Behind me are the ruins. This mansion was built in the early 1900s by a sugar baron named Don Mariano Lacson in memory of his wife Maria Braga after she passed away. During World War II, Filipino guerrillas intentionally burned this mansion down to stop Japanese forces from using it as a headquarters. But even after the fire, the structure survived, and standing here today, you can still feel both the wealth and tragedy tied to Negros history. Alright, it's my second day here in the city of Bacolod. We went up a bit north to the city of Silay, which is actually very rich in heritage history. This was one of the places where the sugarcane plantation was really prominent. There's lots of heritage houses, and this old house is said to have the best empanadas in the whole of Negros region. Let's see if we can get some. Do we really just... May empanada na po. That was a very cool experience. We just went inside the house, entered the gate, and ordered empanadas. so we got the empanada. It's looking crispy. We're gonna eat it here at the public park. Let's break it muna. Let's see the palaman. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Is this the best empanada in Negros? I'm about to find out. Whoa! Wow! Wow! I don't know what to say. Basta super sarap. Once again, this is the best empanada I've had in my life. Made with love. So much history behind it.
Right here is the Cinco de Noviembre marker, the site where the Negros Revolution was planned in 1898. What makes this place unique is that the Filipino revolutionaries secretly organized much of the movement inside this pharmacy. From what looked like an ordinary drugstore, local leaders coordinated the uprising that eventually helped end Spanish rule in the Negros region.
Here we have another ancestral house that is turned into a museum. Let's check it out.
This is one of the best preserved ancestral homes in Silay. Inside are old photographs, furniture, and artifacts that give you a glimpse into how wealthy families lived during the sugar boom era of Negros.
So here is the balcony. This is amazing. Woo! Now for lunch, we're gonna eat here at Balay Puti. This is one of the nice restaurants here in Silay. Nice.
Is that Tatler? It's Tatler.
English smoothie, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. I like this better.
Okay, we got some Peruvian chicken with mashed potatoes, and the female got fish. So that wraps up my 8 days in Iloilo and Bacolod. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The next episode in Exploring the Philippines is going to be Cagayan de Oro.